rap to you real quick. I want to enjoy the luxury of like not knowing each other for real. Hold up.
Lord is flower bound, firefly. When I'm low, she take me high.
Hello, welcome to the Sundry Webcast. I'm Brandon Anderson. Thanks for joining me again. I want to start today's show off by thanking last week's guest, Jeff Tiberii. Did a great job running down the NCAA tournament for us. Absolutely phenomenal job, just dropping knowledge. I don't claim to know too much about NCAA basketball, but Jeff made me smarter. I hope he made you smarter as well. Love to have smart people dropping knowledge. He also predicted that his Syracuse Orange would roll through to the Sweet 16, and they are. They beat Montana. Thanks for coming out, Montana. They crushed them. 80 to 34, something like that. And then also went on to beat an athletic California team, so they will face Indiana in the next round, a couple days coming up from now. Good luck to the Orange men. Hope they keep rolling. Great job, Jeff. Hope to have you on soon. Maybe if the queues keep going on, you could come on and do a little braggadocio for everybody. I know how much you like to do that. Congratulations also in order to old friend of mine, Kevin Bonner. The LaSalle Explorers, boom, rolling through the NCAA tournament, also rolling to the Sweet 16. Great job, LaSalle. Kevin Bonner, Associate Athletic Director. Worked with Kevin Bonner over at Temple University 2008. I won't say I worked with him as much as I was a minion of many minions running around, volunteer assistant, while Kevin Bonner is pretty much running the show, which is why now he's in a great position at LaSalle for the Explorers, and I'm sure he had a lot to do with them rolling on to the Sweet 16. So great job, Kevin Bonner. Great job, Explorers. Orangemen. Who knows? Maybe the Explorers and the Orangemen meet up in the championship. I'm just kidding, but seriously, I don't know. Maybe it could happen, maybe not. But a lot of good college basketball been going on. If you've been paying attention to the tournament, a lot of great games, a lot of big upsets. Wichita over Gonzaga, if you got a chance to watch it. Gonzaga was down from the beginning, and they just got manhandled from there on out. They came back a little bit, but they just didn't have the team. I predicted them to go all the way, and I was absolutely wrong. So there you go, Gonzaga. Finally get your big seed, and then you don't even show up. Appreciate it. Anyway, I'd rather talk about some of the good teams that are in the tournament. Florida Gulf Coast, you got to give it up for them. Long team, big, they dunk a lot. Usually good teams do, if you've been watching. One thing I've noticed that I've been able to really hone on, I don't watch a lot of college basketball, as I've admitted to, but a few things I've noticed about some of the good teams like Florida Gulf Coast, Indiana, Miami, Syracuse, Oregon, and also Louisville. These teams make the basketball court look small, and it's whether it's their quickness or their NBA bodies. All you need is 1 NBA player to really make an impact on this tournament or make an impact in a college season. If you have one NBA player, a big effect on their team, making the tournament and winning a game, and then putting themselves in a position to even win another game, having the lead with a couple minutes left to go in the game. That's just one NBA player. You look at these teams that are left. Oregon, they've got an NBA body. Louisville's going to have an NBA guy. Miami's long. Indiana, Zeller, FGC. Florida Gulf Coast, their length is impressive, and they're able to get up and down the court real fast. And I think that's going to be a difference. I don't know if they have a chance. I don't know if they have a chance against Florida, possibly. But they are athletic. You can't underestimate that. Florida also one of those teams that'll make the floor look small. And Michigan does it as well. They have the quickness to do it. Syracuse does it with their defense. They shrink the court for other teams with that zone. So have a new bracket now, because my old one is in shambles because I went chalk. Louisville and Kansas still left. Indiana, hopefully my ones could still stay strong, but Gonzaga really blowing it, man. and people want to root for them. They're not like that annoying good team. I know I had a buddy, Mike Cummings, who is probably pumped about Duke. I like Duke, like Coach K. A lot of people hate Duke. Those are just haters, straight haters. Duke just wins, What's there to hate about that? Coach K, classy guy. Never any NCAA infractions. Keeps it clean. Classy program. So, 27 straight for the Heat. Tonight they face Orlando. Going for 28. Now, the 4 other teams that have had records like this, long streaks, 3 out of the 4, or 2 out of the 3, 2 out of the 3 advanced to the championship. That Houston Rockets team lost in the first round. The Lakers went on to win a championship. But I expect the Heat to do some damage there. Obviously the best team. They're getting hated on a little bit, saying they're overrated by old school players. But, old school players, man, even in other sports, they are prickly old folks. They hate to admit that these teams nowadays are as good as their teams back then, but, whatever. Hate on the younger generations. Prickly old folks. They got to take it easy, you know what I'm saying? Staying off your grass. Don't worry about it, buddy. I know you mowed that lawn. Yeah. Bill Russell. Yeah, he was great. That's cool. LeBron's awesome as well. So, give it up for him. Stop hating. Stop hating LeBron. Also want to talk a little classic. MLB. Just a little bit. So, Dominican Republic wins the Classic. They obviously had the best team. There's no doubt about it. Or at least the best lineup. You go ahead. You can say that they care about it more. That might be true. Which I actually do agree with. They do care about more. You could see it. They do play like they care more. But emotion does not necessarily translate to being good. Just because you're braggadocio on the baseball field doesn't mean that you're awesome, okay? But you got to love a little flair. People really feeling it. They express it. That's cool. I'm all right with that. But let's relax a little bit, all right? Yeah, the U.S. doesn't care, but they also don't have their best pitchers in there. And these guys I see pitching for the other teams, something, what's his name? Whatever. Some 40-year-old dude that might have played in the big leagues, 15 years ago, had a couple runs. That's cool, but he's not beating Halladay, CC, Verlander, Papelbon closing. They're not coming with arms like this. So let's relax a little bit on the baseball classic front until it's played at a time of year where we could get our big league arms in action. A lot of these guys, you're paying a guy $20 million a year. Do you really want him to go pitch WBC once every couple of years? Your investment, would you let your investment go do crazy things like this? I don't think I would. Not as important. It's more important to them because obviously, they come over here when they're playing in America. They're making a ton of money. It's almost like a vacation to play, It's not like you see a ton of Dominican players running out every single ground ball. You know what I'm saying? Jose Reyes takes the last couple of games off to try to win a batting title last year. I mean, that's just absurd. It's like a vacation for millions of dollars. The WBC, they get a chance to represent their country. They get to represent, where they grew up, their home. That's cool. They love that. They'll play for that. You got Hanley Ramirez. He broke his thumb playing in the WBC. You know what I'm saying? You've seen him go after ground balls in August. You've seen him dogging it. He's not breaking his thumb sliding into home plate for the Dodgers, for the Marlins. It's obvious. And these guys, they get 15, 10, 20 million a year, come over here, vacation. They keep playing when they go home. I respect that. I love that. They play all year. They never stop. But they don't make 20 million when they're playing back home, and they're loving it. Red Sox might be bringing up Jackie Bradley Jr. start the season. I'm thinking they should. I'm not sure they will. He's good. Looks really good. Think he might have some pop. Hit over 30 home runs in college. Had a rough last year. South Carolina, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. He looks exciting, though. I think the Sox should bring him up. Big Papi starting on the DL. Not sure they will. A lot of guys who they get nervous about bringing him up quick because it's tough to bring a guy up who doesn't experience a lot of failure, and then you bring him to the big leagues. They fail right away. It's tough to get into a mental mindset where they can bounce back from that right away. And, the best way to help them out might be to send them to the minor leagues. And that's a tough mindset for somebody who's always wanted to be in the big leagues their whole life, to get up, fail a little bit, and then have to go back down to AAA, ride the bus. No more private jet. You get your private jet, and then you got to go back to the bus. That's rough, but we'll see. I hope they bring him up. I hope he hits some bombs and does well. You saw some young players last year come in and have a big effect right away for some teams and really, pick up their lineup. You saw Trout carry the Angels while Pujols was in the dumps. But the word is Pujols, guess he was playing with a bad something. Had some injury, had some surgery this offseason. But everyone has surgery. Yeah. Just had he had surgery. He's good now. He'll be back next week. Except in baseball. Have a couple writers here banging on baseball players and their injuries. Had the Yanks David Roberts, slept on his shoulder wrong. He'll be day to day. Got Rays pitcher Joel Peralta. Can't believe this is right. He hurt himself getting out of his Camaro. Indians Johnny Peralta ate bad clam chowder. He'll be day to day. So I can understand that, though. It's spring training. You're not going to push it. But if these are regular season injuries, you got to check yourself here. Clam chowder. I know he didn't go to Legals. They have great chowder. Gotta love Legals chowder. Dave Lombardo, former Legals manager, always brought me the best chowder. Never had anything less from there. Thanks for joining me today. Next week's show, I hope to, not next week, but next show, I hope to have Anthony back with us. Hopefully he could get over here. Talk a little playoff basketball coming up here soon. Things are starting to shape out. The Lakers starting to make their run a little bit, or not. Only time will tell. Powell's getting healthy. Kobe's back from that cheap sprained ankle that I have absolutely no problem with. It was a cheap play, but sometimes you got to go there. I know you have. Come on. You're listening. You've gone there. Don't be cheap. Cheat a little bit. 5-on-5. Grab someone's shirt. You just stay. You're just trying to block your shot. No big deal, right? It's my space. This is my space.